Moving furniture is more than a hassle. It's a high-stakes decision where a wrong choice can cost you dearly. Imagine, your prized possessions are on a truck, and the movers refuse to unload until you pay a massively inflated fee. This hostage situation is a real threat, and it often starts with a quote that seems too good to be true, because it is. This isn't a rare horror story. Moving fraud complaints have surged dramatically across the country and right here in California. So, how do you get through this minefield? We'll break down the traps and show you why a comparison guide is your best defense. Why are scams so effective? Because legitimate quotes already vary wildly, making it hard for you to spot a fake. First, you have the basics that affect the price: the size of your home, the volume of your stuff, and the distance of the move. Timing is everything. Moving in summer, on a weekend, or at the end of the month. Expect to pay a premium. And let's not forget the biggest wild card: traffic. Every minute stuck on the road is a minute you're paying for. On top of all this, there's the customary tip, typically 5 to 10% of the total. Budget for this, but it's not a hidden fee. So you factored all that in, right? But the real budget killers are the charges you don't see coming. Let's look at the fine print. Your bill gets inflated by accessorial charges. Living in a third-floor walk-up? That's a stair fee per flight, per mover. Can the truck park right in front? No. You'll be hit with a long carry charge. Street too narrow? That's a hefty shuttle fee. Then there are fuel surcharges, extra costs for blankets, and expensive insurance upgrades pushed on you at the last minute. This is possible because many people don't demand a detailed written estimate. A verbal quote over the phone is not a contract. But hidden fees aren't the only structural trap. What happens when the company you hired isn't a moving company at all? A moving broker doesn't own trucks. They're a salesperson who gives you a lowball estimate, then sells your job to a real mover. This can lead to the worst-case scenario: an unlicensed crew. They often fly under the radar, offering cheap cash deals. The biggest danger? They operate without proper liability coverage. If they destroy your 8K TV, you are left with nothing. So how do you protect yourself? It's simple. Check their license. In-state movers need a KLT number. No license? No deal. Even with a great licensed company, LA itself presents unique challenges. First up, parking. You can't just block a street. Moving trucks often require specific permits from the LADOT. Without one, you face fines or those long carry fees we mentioned. We mentioned traffic before, but let's be clear. It can easily add 1 or 2 full hours of labor cost to a standard local move. Think you can save money with a tiny move? Most reputable LA movers have a 2 or 3 hour minimum, a baseline of $300, $400. Okay, moving can come with hidden costs and fine print that catch people off guard. So, what's the single most effective step you can take? Remember those lowball quotes from the start? Combat them by refusing any quote based only on a phone call. Why is this so effective? Because scammers who plan to inflate the price later won't waste time on a detailed in-person walkthrough. This all comes down to one document. Get a written, binding, not-to-exceed estimate that lists every potential extra charge. We said legitimate quotes vary wildly, making it hard to compare. One company includes packing materials, another adds it later. This is why a guide to compare services is no longer a nice-to-have. It's a required tool for any move. A reputable mover helps you understand pricing structures, what questions to ask, and how to spot the red flags we've discussed. Don't become another statistic. Avoid the stress of items held hostage or the shock of a doubled bill. An informed consumer is a protected consumer. The power shifts back to you when you understand the game. Selecting the right professional moving crew is crucial, so don't skip the research. It could be the difference between a smooth move and a financial disaster. Make the smart choice.